SADTU's elective conference out in Galaga Estate in Midrand. Aldrin, a very good afternoon to you. It's been quite an eventful day in Midrand today. Take us through some of the interesting highlights of today.
Well, indeed, Alicia, if you listen, for instance, to that clip that was just aired now where the South African Communist Party General Secretary was speaking there, it almost sounded as if the SACP is saying that it, as well as Cosatu, is extending an olive branch to FAO as well as SACP. Remember that since the start of this Congress, they have been the two unions that have been really vocal, and there's been a lot of contestation around some of the resolutions they want to push here at the Federation. And it's yet to see whether some of those will materialize as this Congress continues and concludes on Thursday. Right now, though, which is something really interesting, and this is something that the SACP General Secretary also warned against, Blade Nzimande, who said that this is not the time to start the discussion around the around the ANC's succession debate. And right now, I'm joined by Nkosana, who is from SADTU, the Deputy General Secretary of SADTU, and he's the guy who threw the spanner in the works. Let's just take a quick listen to this clip.
It can't be that each time we go to an ANC National Elective Conference, that the ANC suffers some elements of instability, and those then affect the alliance and the country as a whole. And the reason why we are raising this thing here, President, is that it was Cosatu, in fact, in 2005, President, that started to speak about this thing here. We are not raising the name, but we are saying Cosatu must be a principled federation. Principle must guide us throughout and throughout, President. What we said in 2005 at the Central Committee, we should say even now. We are saying if you want stability in the African National Congress, if you want stability in the alliance, if you want stability in our country, we must deal with this question of how we manage the succession in the African National Congress. You can't run away from it, because it affects the ANC, it affects Cosatu, it affects the Communist Party, it affects the country and governance.
Well, Nkosana, listen to that. What do you make of that? What is the problem? What could happen if the succession debate starts just before 2017?
Look, firstly, we are not opening any succession debate. This is a Congress of Cosatu. And we came here with ideas from the different affiliates of Cosatu. This will be the last conference or Congress of Cosatu before the elective conference of the ANC in 2017. So we are discussing many issues in terms of the alliance. How do we strengthen the alliance? How do we strengthen the different components of the alliance? How do we make sure that the ANC remain the tool that we have, all of us in South Africa as citizens, to advance the cause of liberating our people in all forms? The ANC have liberated people politically, but all of us know now that we still need economic freedom. We say an ANC that will be able to do that will be a focused ANC, a stable ANC, a united ANC, an ANC that is not always at war with itself. We would have observed for some time now, each time we prepare for elective conferences of the ANC, we have instability in the ANC. This instability in the ANC is not only affecting the ANC alone, it affects the entire alliance and its different components. It affects government's performance as well, because we move our eyes from the ball and we tend to focus much on who to elect and who not to elect.
But that almost sounds like you're opening the succession debate.
No. What we are saying...
You might not be putting a name forward, but you are saying that let's discuss the ANC succession debate.
We are saying let's discuss the management of succession. We are saying if we could discuss and agree on principles on how to manage successions, we'll never have these problems that we always have pre-conferences of these infights and so on and so forth. And we are reminding ourselves
But one of what the ANC has said, the way to manage the succession debate, or the way to manage who will succeed the current president, is that you do that only closer to the time. It has said that the focus right now should be the 2016 municipal elections, and that's what all the energies should be going towards, not about who's going to be taking over from from the incumbent President Jacob Zuma.
Like I'm saying, our focus is not who become president after President Jacob Zuma. We are not only talking about 2017. We are talking about an ANC forever beyond 2017. We are saying each time we go to provincial conferences, each time we go to national elective conferences, this issue of us always being caught in a situation of differing and fighting over who is going to lead should be managed differently. So we are saying we need to address it, and we should address it long before conferences. We can't wait for a conference to discuss and agree on a principle. A principle must stay, because a principle will stay even beyond the elective conference. We are not attaching any name to it, because we are of the view that people come and go, leaders come and go, but the principle must remain. The principle must remain in the interest of the African National Congress, in the interest of the alliance, in the interest of the people of South Africa. The people of South Africa have assigned the ANC with important responsibility. That responsibility is to make sure that our lives are better.
Let's say this. You're saying that you're not attaching a name to who should succeed the current president. But right now we're going to listen back to what you said in the plenary. And it almost sounds as though, and in not so many words, that you are endorsing Cyril Ramaphosa to take over from President Jacob Zuma. Let's just take a quick listen to this.
When President Tambo left at some stage, his deputy president succeeded him. And we have seen this happening up to the last time in 2007. To say it has become a practice, now a principal president, that deputy presidents of the African National Congress are prepared at some stage to become the leaders of the African National Congress. We must not bite our lips. We must not bite our lips, comrades, if we are principled human beings. SADTU will not do that now. We said when we went to Mangaung and we elected a deputy president, we had faith in that deputy president. We had faith in him, because if we did not, we would not have given them that serious responsibility. Now, why the doubt now if we are principled people?
Nkosana, that is it. The tradition, the principle, as you say, has always been that the deputy president becomes the president of the ruling party. It has always been that way, and that's a fact. Is this then not saying that what you are saying, in not so many words, that Cyril Ramaphosa is the man to lead the ANC beyond 2017?
Look, we are saying whoever will be a deputy president.
But whoever is the
ANC,
deputy president right now is Cyril Ramaphosa.
We are saying we are addressing a question of how we manage succession even beyond the 2017 conference. There will be elective conferences beyond 2017 conference. Cyril Ramaphosa might not be there as deputy president after 2017 conference. So we are saying we are not only addressing a situation that we are facing now. We are saying forever we should be saying in the African National Congress, because we want to avoid the instability created by preparations towards conferences, more especially around the question of the election of lead, and more especially around the election of the president of the African National Congress. We are saying even beyond Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa will come and go, but the principle must remain that whoever we have assigned that responsibility to become the deputy president of the leader of the alliance, of the leader of society, of the leader of government, that person should be prepared to become the leader of the organization. And in so doing, we will be minimizing the fights, the infights, the instability that we are all affected by. I mean, our organizations are bleeding all the time. The African National Congress go to this thing here, whether it's SADTU, whether it's any affiliate of Cosatu, whether it's the Communist Party, whether it's the ANC itself, it bleeds. And we are saying we can't live that forever. It can't be a permanent feature of our existence, more especially when we have so much important things to do. We have even responsibilities beyond South Africa. The ANC must lead important tasks even in Africa, in the world. Yeah. And it can only do that if it's united, if it's focused, and if it's stable.
But then the principle of the ANC, as you rightly put it, and the tradition has been that the deputy president becomes president and by default becomes the president of the country as well eventually. Are you basically saying that Cyril Ramaphosa is the guy to become president, but you don't want to attach a name to that argument?
We are saying whoever is a deputy president of the African National Congress.
Nkosana, the deputy president right now is Cyril Ramaphosa.
We are saying whoever will be a deputy president of the ANC in managing succession debate should ascend at some stage and become the president of the ANC. We are saying we are not addressing a question of 2017. We are speaking about life beyond 2017. 2017 is not the first and last Congress of the African National Congress. So that's why we don't want to confine ourselves to the current deputy president. We are saying whoever, even in future, will become deputy president of the ANC, as a matter of principle, that person should be prepared to become president of the African National Congress.
And without attaching a name to this one as well, do you think that South Africa is ready for a female president?
Look, of course, I mean, like I'm saying, we are not, we are saying a principle must be addressed. If in future the deputy president of the ANC is a female, is a woman comrade, we won't have a problem with that because at least we'll be sticking to a principle.
2017 future.
We are saying whoever is a deputy president, whether you are a man or a woman, we don't care for as long as the principle is addressed. And the principle that we are raising is that whoever elected as deputy president, leading us for some time, understand the organization, knows the serious task at hand. Whoever it is, that person should be prepared to become president of the, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, it's not an issue. What we are raising now is that as a matter of principle, if Nkosana Dolopi is the deputy president of the ANC now, we should be prepared to become president of the African National Congress, to minimize the infights, the instability that is caused by this succession debate for all of us. I mean, we feel it all the time. The country feels it. The ANC feels it. And therefore, we want a focused ANC. We want a united ANC. We want a stable ANC such that it must then attend to the real task given by society of delivering better services and improving the lives of our people.
Well, two things there from SADTU, saying that they are not opening the succession debate, and the deputy president of the ANC should eventually ascend to become the president of the ANC as well, eventually. But as they put it, they're not attaching any name to it. Well, you make out what that means. It's back to you guys in studio.
That's Blade Nzimande live to us from Midrand at the Cosatu's elective conference.